live went down, huh? I rebooted. I don't know. I don't know. This has happened from time to time. I am not surprised. And I have no explanation. I was gaming for hours yesterday. Nothing. Today, it looks like shit is going on. Yeah, I had to reboot. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They just don't want us to have a discussion. Who is they? I don't know. Now I got to do these pop-outs all over again. Make me work. Make me work. It's all good. All right, we're back. Alert. What's this? Oh, Nancy Guthrie. Next time that happens, I want to see if Rumble's going down too. Or if it's just, next time that happens, I got to check Rumble. To see if the Rumble feed drops too. It's possible. Because I'm also live on Rumble. Just to see if it's just a YouTube issue. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Watch the Ale asshole. Good morning, Sacred. Because he said a bunch of things this morning I read, but maybe there's something new he posted. Usually he goes back to the whole quick. Oh, this is new. Yeah, this is new. These last two statements are new. The fact that nuclear energy is our undeniable right has also been included in the guidelines of the IAEA agency. That is, all countries have the right to own nuclear and enrichment installations. This is among a nation's right. Why does the U.S. interfere? Because you never even committed to the NPT, the non-proliferation, and you have a really, really horrific track record even dealing with the IAEA for inspections and monitoring. How can you be trusted? Peaceful nuclear industry is not for war. It is for running the country, for agriculture, for treatment and healthcare, and for everything that depends on energy. This is among the nation's rights. What does it have to do with you Americans? There you go. And I didn't read this one earlier. A sign of the decline of the corrupt, oppressive U.S. empire is its irrationality, such as interfering in our country's internal affairs. They say, limit your missiles to this range. What's that to do with you? Without deterrent weaponry, a country would be crushed by the enemy. Israel. That's how I interpret it. Yeah, he's still ranting. But who said that? Who told me to check that? Nina? It is telling. Because it looks like the United States didn't budge from their position. That's what that tells me. Like, who are they to tell us we can't produce and we can't enrich uranium for civilian purposes? That's the interpretation I'm getting. Because that was just a few minutes ago, and the meeting ended, what, almost an hour ago? So he's putting this out now. That is telling. And definitely the missile program was brought up because he brought it up himself. Telling. So I agree. That is telling. So it looks like deadlock. And what's going to happen? What is then another meeting going to do? You think anybody's going to budge? Have a great rest of your day, Chaos at Work. It makes no sense. I think talking's done. And even like in the past, you can still have kinetic military action, and there could still be meetings in the future, but it has happened in the past. So you can schedule more talks. Don't mean something's not going to happen before more talks happen. You know what I mean? Exactly, Becky. Exactly. I need to start a fire. It's getting chilly in here. It is definitely starting to get a little chilly. So we need to start. And I've got to get firewood. Still waiting to see anything come from someone, an official, like, of any kind. I think they're going to be very careful whatever they say publicly. But I'm sure we're going to hear something. Oh, it went out. Just give me a second. I have to make another pot of coffee at some point. Just want to get this fire started because it's starting to get a little. Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 36 degrees.
36. That's not bad. Wow, it's going to be 50 today.
There's a 49% chance of rain this morning.
Wow. 49. It's been months. Months. Oh, Billy Joel, yeah. There's no news coming out of anywhere, Islam says. I haven't seen any either. That's like anything else. They always, when they're in a position of desperation, that's when you start hearing them, let's negotiate, let's talk, let's do this, let's do that. It's always, and they're the ones that are saying publicly, the United States is coming to the table because of Iran's demands. You know, they try to flip the narrative like it's them. Like they hold the cards. Just based on him, he looked like he was whining. That doesn't sound like somebody who was making demands. That sounds like somebody who's complaining and whining. Squeaking like a mouse. To me. You got a tropical heat wave there? Don't make me jealous. It's freaking freezing here still. I still have a lot of snow outside. Anyway, let's keep looking and see if we hear anything. Oh, there's a telegram coming out. Nothing. Nada. I'm still watching Fox News. They're on commercial break. Nothing. They're usually good too. Let's see if Iran International is putting anything out. Oh, God. Iran expressed yesterday that it rejects of what it described as an illegal and inhumane actions by the United States against Cuba, referring to the intensification of economic blockade that has plunged the island into an energy crisis. You want to talk about illegal and inhumane actions? What did you do to your own freaking people? You have... What? What? You're criticizing us when you slaughtered thousands of people and you're still doing it now and arresting people by the thousands and have arrest warrants of the thousands? And are you seriously going to say something like that? What a what hypocrisy. Oh my, it's laughable. Ford is now south from Italy. It's moving fast. And the waters are calmer there. It's not like open ocean. You know what I mean? I'm sure that it still can get rough based on the weather, like anything else, even our lakes. I grew up on a boat, so even I experienced from like a thunderstorm and how the water gets rough quick. So it can happen, but it's not in the ocean anymore. They are cynical. No, it's not in the Atlantic, Sacred. We played a video earlier. It's old already. Alright, Fox is coming back. No. Oh, this was what happened at a hockey rink in Rhode Island. That was horrific. I saw that yesterday. Ugh. I think, no, John. It's going to be there sooner than Friday. It's definitely going to be there sooner than Friday. The latest Thursday. It's going to be there sooner than Friday. Maybe Friday your time, because you're hours ahead of me. It might be there by tomorrow. Oh my God, look at the video of what happened. I tell you, people are just sick. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. I don't even want to look what's on the screen. All right, something just came out. Middle East. What? IRNA. The two delegations decided to arrange a third round of negotiations on specific details after consulting with their governments. Oh, give me a break. That just came out. IRNA. That's probably what somebody referred to in chat. The two delegations decided to arrange a third round of negotiations on specific details after consulting with their governments. Oh, stop it. What is going on? Stop it. This is just becoming nonsensical. Really. But it's coming from their side, so I'll take it with a grain of salt. But still, my gosh, enough of this. I gotta hear this from the president. I mean, really? A third round? For what? Dragging it out, yeah. It's ridiculous, though. It really is. It is to be expected, though. But, I mean, really, though? So we're looking at the end of the month? So the meetings will happen probably after the State of the Union, like Smokey said and a few others? That's true. The carrier does need time. It does. It makes sense. Try one more time. Stall for time. Does make sense in that practical sense. Stall. Yeah, we'll meet again. Then we'll have the State of the Union on Tuesday, a week from today. And then by next weekend, I mean, that's what's coming out. That's the first hint of anything, but it's coming from their media. I have yet to see anything from our side saying that. I seen a German warship also went through the Strait 18 hours ago. And like I said, I'm watching Fox News on one screen. I'm watching a lot of different things. His Truth Social. He said some kind words about the Reverend Jesse Jackson just now, 21 minutes ago. Let's see what Fox is just saying.
16 days in Tucson, Charlie. The family.
All right, they're still talking about Nancy. On Fox. So he hasn't posted anything on True Social yet. And he may not. Anybody hearing anything? Midnight Hammer. Yeah, I know. I'm calm. I'm not calm. Petros. Oh, really? Tusi's going live soon? That means I get a break. I'm trying to find. Yeah, I'm still looking too. Mrs. Soriano. This is called the silence before the tornado. It gets really quiet before it explodes. Oil prices are dipping might mean some form of agreement. Oh, there is no agreement. But this one source says there's going to possibly be a third meeting. That's what I'm seeing so far, but I am, like I said, I'm watching many sources right now. Being that it's so quiet that no one is saying anything probably indicates even though that somebody put a post up and said the meetings didn't go good and then took it down. The Iranian foreign minister's consultant put a post up. The meetings were not good, then removed it after the meetings happened. So and like I said, Tusi will be live in a half hour, so people had already kicked out Pahlavi's dynasty through the ballot box. Zero chance. Well, we won't know if there's a zero chance unless there's a fair and free election in Iran. Zero chance? I guess that's to be determined. Won't know until it happens, right? Tusi saying nuclear talks fail. Exactly. If he doesn't get the votes, he doesn't get the votes. I think it's for the people of Iran to decide that. All right, let's see. I'm checking Tusi now. Yep. So he'll be live soon. His upcoming information for Tusi stream. Tusi TV. Huge clashes in Iran. Nuclear talks fail. IRGC targets protesters. So that's what Tusi will be discussing in about a half hour. 34 minutes. Which I will be going to watch myself. It's really quiet right now. And the meeting's been over for almost, over an hour. Let's see, what else you guys... I did check his ex earlier. Based on what Nina said that he was saying, it doesn't look like he's too happy about what was discussed. I want to see if he put anything else out. Yeah, he put this out almost when the meeting was over. I'll read it again, but we went over it once already. The fact that nuclear energy is our undeniable right has been also included in the guidelines of the IAEA agency. That is, all countries have the right to own nuclear and enrichment installations. This is among a nation's rights. Why does the U.S. interfere? Because they want them to go to zero. Peaceful nuclear industry is not for war. It is for running the country, for agriculture, for treatment and healthcare, and for everything that depends on energy. This is among the nation's rights. What does this have to do with you Americans? A sign of the decline of the corrupt, oppressive U.S. empire is its irrationality, such as interfering in our country's internal affairs. They say, limit your missiles to this range. What's that to do with you? Without deterrent weaponry, a country will be crushed by the enemy. So those were his last three statements within the last hour. Just saying, that's what the Ayatollah put out within the last hour. And he put a bunch of stuff out earlier that was much more inflammatory with the rhetoric. And there was a video, because he said it earlier. Like one of them, and I showed the video earlier, the Americans constantly say they've sent the warship toward Iran. Of course, a warship is a dangerous piece of military hardware. However, more dangerous than that warship is the weapon that can send that warship to the bottom of the sea. The U.S. president keeps saying they have the strongest military force in the world. The strongest military force in the world may at times be struck so hard that it cannot get up again. So, there was a video, we showed it earlier, some of the comments he made in front of the Kool-Aid drinkers cheering. So, yeah, that's some of the stuff. And he said they'll see Americans drown, all that. I'm still looking at Fox News. Let's see what you guys are writing in here. Yep, we saw that War Monitor about they will discuss that with the regional. All right. Body says Iran has noted progress in dialogue with the United States compared to the previous rounds of negotiations. Iran's foreign minister. Does this mean that the Americans have learned to make deals? Who knows? I guess we'll find out. And good morning, Cyber. Sacred, you're funny. Smokey says, what's up, Astro? Iran's foreign minister said the two parties will work on potential agreement documents and exchange them. So there looks like there's going to be another one. Time will tell. Petros, you know they're going to do that anyway, just in case negotiations fail. But there seems to be somewhat optimism coming from the foreign minister. The timer is definitely on. And this all could be part of the delay for certain reasons. Yes, we 2C's live at 9:30 my time, so about a half hour. Saratoga. So is that Saratoga? Well, I don't know. There's a Saratoga Springs in New York, but so with the statement of dialogue sounds like the IRGC feels they can play the cards they hold instead of we will call the bluff. That's true too. We've always had a presence in the Persian Gulf area. Red Sea, Arabian Sea, what Cyber's saying. Yeah, that's... But, there is a lot of that. It depends. It depends on what you're searching for. You can find all kinds of different types of topics. Yeah, I can't... Oh, yeah, Sarasota Springs? You're to my north. Not that far. You're north of Albany. I know where you are. We can't specifically say where we are. Because you never know. But, yeah. See, even today, war news, it's going to be a little warmer today. It's supposed to be in the 40s. What a change, right? I still got a lot of snow out there, dude. Yeah, I don't know about the nuclear talks failing. I think we have to see how this plays out because it looks like there's going to be another meeting. So does that necessarily mean that it failed? If it failed, that means no deal. I haven't seen anything from the American side confirming that there's another meeting to be set up here. It's coming from the Iranian side, but they're saying it. The foreign minister. Smokey's putting it in chat. We were able to rely on a set of guiding principles. No specific time has been set, and it was decided to work on the text of a possible agreement. Oh, so this is not. This is for setting up a possible meeting in the future. To work on the text of a possible agreement, exchange the texts. Looks like they're trying to get a third round of talks. Yeah, but that's them saying that they're trying to come up with some kind of guiding principles, documents, like something in writing. That doesn't mean. I haven't seen snow in months. I mean, grass in months. You're going to cut your grass? Oh, that's funny, dude. I know what nuclear. I know what he posted. We'll see what he has to say. I'm not here to speak for Tusi or criticize or defend. That's what he's discussing. Exactly, it's coming from Iran, not the U.S. So again, we got to see. Until I see something coming from the American side, though I am going to watch Tusi, because I always watch Tusi, just to see what he has to say. See, it's here too. 4 minutes ago, Iran's top diplomat says understanding on main principles with U.S. reached. That's what Al Jazeera is saying. I'm going to share it on the screen. But this is Al Jazeera. Tehran says understanding on main principles reached. That's what the foreign minister is saying. While the U.S. sought to expand the scope of talks to non-nuclear issues, Tehran said it was willing to discuss only curbs on its nuclear program in exchange for sanction release and will not accept zero enrichment. So if we hear everything that came from the United States, then this is a non-starter. Unless the U.S. compromised on the uranium enrichment to a certain percentage. That's the only thing I could see on this. There have been good developments. This is what Smokey was putting in there. Two parties will work on potential agreement documents and exchange them. This does not mean that we will reach an agreement soon, but the path has started. So there you go, the timeline. This is delay. This does not mean that we will reach an agreement soon, but the path has started. Well, we'll find out. I don't know what they're trying to interpret here. These were high-stake talks. As you see, the chessboard for war has been set in the Middle East with more aircraft carrier B-2 bombers in the sky and more troop deployments by the U.S. It was just under 2 hours that these parties met for indirect talks. They have now concluded, and it is not a good sign, according to many experts. Who are these alleged experts? There is so much at stake here between Iran and the United States because Iran has been insisting that if things do not go toward diplomacy, this could become a regional war. So, I don't know. And this is coming from Al Jazeera. Iran talks wrapped up too quickly for giving reason for optimism. The gaps are simply too large to bridge, or negotiators didn't have patience. It's hard to be optimistic about these negotiations that wrapped up very quickly. These are extremely complex subjects. Remember that it took 2.5 years. Uh-oh. Something just got updated. Why did that just happen? So if they wrap this up quickly, that's either a sign that negotiations don't have the patience that is required to reach an agreement, or the gaps are simply too large to bridge. But see here, it says the talks lasted around 4 hours. So yeah, that's what one more update. Oh, that's what it was. This restated it. The foreign minister said the progress has been made in talks does not mean his country will reach an agreement soon with Washington. He's clarifying now what he said on Tehran's nuclear program. We had serious discussions and there was a constructive atmosphere where we exchanged our point of view. Those ideas were discussed and we came to some agreements and some main principles. And based on those principles, we will eventually draft a document. So that's a little change in the original statement. Because this is important. Even though he says progress is made, does not mean his country will reach an agreement soon with Washington on Tehran's nuclear program. That's a little clarification right there. Is Fox talking about that? Not what I see. Maybe now. I'm not seeing that right now on Fox. Maybe they did already and I missed it. So, did the talks fail? I think that's a strong word to say fail. I'm not seeing any indication that they failed. But then again, I don't know if necessarily that means realistically that a deal would be made based on what the foreign minister just clarified on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. It's like, with the mediators, why don't they just sit face to face? Is it so hard? Because it's the Iranians that refuse to meet face to face. It's them. It's not us. It's them. They're the ones that demand that the Omanis be the mediator. It's not us. It's them. They refuse to sit face to face. How do you negotiate with somebody who doesn't want to meet with you face to face? And look how bad things are in Ukraine. But at some points, they do meet with their representation face to face. It's not a pleasant experience for any of them, but they do. Like right now, the United States is meeting with officials right now in Geneva, Russia, Ukraine. So what is it with you can't have a direct talk with an interpreter on both sides? Really? It's like, really? You can't do that? You can't face your adversary in a negotiation? I don't know about that. They feel it's beneath them to meet face to face? Sacred, you're probably right, though. Yeah, that's true, Cyber. You're right. It's easier to waste time with indirect talks. So, Again, did they fail? If there and there is no now be let's be clear. There is no set timetable for a third meeting. He said they're going to work on a path, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. They're working on documents and the principles, but he even said it himself. Not that we're going to reach a deal anytime soon with Washington. He said it clearly. A lot can happen before that happens. Is the president going to wait to see how this plays out? It looks like that's a major delay statement that was made. Oh, we don't see anything happening anytime soon with Washington, but, well, that tells me this isn't going to happen in a week. It could happen in weeks. Who knows how long it takes? If you face to face, then they know we will see their bluff in person. That's a good point. It looks to me like it failed, but they are still trying to get something from it. You're all making great points. Yeah, I probably will go back live, because I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more stuff coming out. I'm waiting for the American response. Been quiet. Al Jazeera is the only one that's talking about it. Even the Telegram is quiet. From the Israeli perspective, they're quiet. And they're not saying anything. And yes, I'm still keeping an eye on that N12. See, even here on News 12, this is from Israel. Look. The negotiations are over. Iran optimistic. There are agreements. He's already taunting. He's been doing that all morning. But even here, yeah, we know about that. This one says it was 3 hours. There, look. Today, now this is more complete of what he said. Quotes. This is more comprehensive. Today we held the second day of this round of talks with the American side, indirectly at the Oman embassy in Geneva. From yesterday, the consultations began. Grassi came to Geneva, that's the head of the IAEA, and we had good professional discussions with him on technical issues. He also met with the American side. I can say that in this round, in relation to the previous round, completely serious issues were raised and the atmosphere was more constructive. Different ideas were raised and these ideas were discussed seriously. In the end, we have succeeded in reaching a general agreement on a series of guiding principles according to which we will continue from here on out, and we will enter into the drafting of a draft of a possible agreement. This does not mean that we can reach an agreement quickly, but at least the road has begun. We hope this will be done as soon as possible, and we also have a willingness to devote the necessary time to it. However, when you enter the text formulation stage, the work becomes more complex and gentle. In any case, in my estimation, good progress has been made in relation to the previous meeting. And now we have a clearer path, which I think is positive. It was agreed that both parties will work for a certain period of time on the components of the possible agreement, and that we will replace the drafts between us, and then another day for the third round is set. So this is going to go back and forth, exchanging documents. Oh my gosh. It's not a roadmap yet in the full sense of the word, but now we have a clearer picture of what needs to be done and what needs to be done down the road. While there are still gaps in the positions of both sides, and their reduction requires work, at least now we have a series of guiding principles and a clearer way to move forward with it. That sounds like a lot of talk and bullshit to me. Trying to spin it like, to a positive theme. It's going to be interesting to see the American take on this. Oh, so now we're going to delay. We're going to come up with drafts, exchange drafts, exchange ideas. This will go back and forth for God knows how long. Weeks, at least. And then, once we come to some type of a principled agreement, then we'll arrange to meet again. Give me a break. And you think the president's going to wait weeks? I don't know. I don't know what you all think, but until I hear the American response, I'm not going to sit here and try to reach a conclusion or an opinion, because we're just hearing the one side, their whole take on how the meetings went. They're trying to delay also. They're trying to put out some kind of an optimistic spin on it. I mean, would you have loved to have been a fly on the wall to see what's actually said? And and here's another thing that we're not taking into account. What about the missile program? What is Israel going to do? You think Israel's going to wait as this plays out? For weeks? God knows how long? For another meeting? You think Israel's going to stand by another month? I mean, really? I mean, do they leave the nuclear facilities alone and go after other areas that they're not willing to negotiate and talk about? Nuclear is one thing. What about all the other stuff? Ada, where am I looking now? Exactly, DLD. That's what I just brought up. I wasn't even looking at chat. Yeah, and that's another thing. You delay. Those men and women on that Ford need to go back, and they've been out for months and months. That's what I say. Israel's not going to wait. I don't think Israel's waiting. I see it from this perspective. He's not that stupid to keep delaying because it wouldn't look good to the people. Yes. Yeah, I just read that, Islam. I just read that. I just finished reading that. Yeah, I know, the gas explosions. But anyway, I'm going to bail out now. Go check out Tusi just to see what he has to say. I always do. I'm going to have breakfast with Tusi now. And I know a lot of people have your opinions about it, but I just want to see what Tusi puts out there. So he's going to be live in less than 10 minutes, like 7 minutes. So we'll see. Maybe by the time I come back, good morning, Candace. By the time we come back, we'll get an American perspective on how the meetings went. Maybe there'll be comments coming out. I don't know if it'll be from Witkoff or maybe Rubio, maybe the president. I don't think we'll hear from Witkoff or Kushner, but we might hear from other officials. I guess we all have to wait and see. Gaslighting? 101? I can't because I can't listen to him and then talk to all of you. I don't like to step on other people's things. You know what I mean? That's for him to discuss, not for me to tap into it. I can't. I'll get in trouble streaming it. We don't want to. I can't afford to lose the channel at this point in time for that kind of an issue. Oh, look at these two lovebirds in chat on Rumble. Anyway, love to all of you. Be well, be blessed, be safe. See everybody in a little while. I'll take a break because I've been streaming for a few hours already. And just keep an eye out. Are you kidding me? I can't multitask. Just if you guys see my computer, what the hell is going on my screen? It's just crazy. I got 4 monitors up with all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, it's just cray-cray. Uh-oh, wait. We got another telegram. Hold on. And we just read, but the Israeli reporter put this. Bottom line, the Islamic Republic just bought more time, which is exactly what they wanted. That's what an Israeli reporter is saying on it. Times of Israel now has an article on it. There you go. Pretty much everything we read. So just restating what we already mentioned. But that's the latest that's coming out right now. So as far as multitasking, somebody made a comment. I'm trying to go to all these sources at once on my end. And that's why I appreciate all of your help assisting me. Because it's like this. Monitor 1, Monitor 2, Monitor 3, Monitor 4. There's a lot going on in front of me. Just so you all know, there's a lot of multitasking going on. It's trying to do my best. That's all I'll say. Goodbye. Love to everybody. Be well, be blessed, be safe. Prayers to everyone. I'm going to go have breakfast, and then I'll be back in a little while. So have a great rest of your day, and keep an eye on what's going on. And then when we come back later, you guys can provide any information I may have missed. Anyway, God bless you all. Love to all of you.